Hello my dear children, how are you all? Welcome to Science Tutorials with D. Dwivedi. Children, we are studying lesson number 18, pollution of air and water. In the first part of video, we have covered the topics composition of air, pollution, air pollution, its causes and its effect. We have also studied about the case study of Taj, and in the second part of video we have learned about greenhouse effect and global warming. Now this is the third part of lesson number 18, that is pollution of air and water. In this part, we are going to study about water pollution, its causes, its effects, and also we will study the case study of Ganga. Means we are going to study how does Ganga gets polluted and what are its harmful effects on human life. Children, as you all know that water is life. Without water we cannot survive. Though 70% of the earth is covered with water, but 97% of this water is found in seas, 2% is found in glaciers or deep underground. Only 1% of all water available on the earth is fit for drinking for human beings, plants and animals. This 1% is not too much over the billions of people. So many people are there, those who have no drinking water, enough drinking water. But children, now we all know that we have only 1% of water available on the earth for drinking. Then also the water which is found in different sources like rivers, ponds, lakes, streams is getting polluted because of human activities. Now let's study how we people pollute the water and what are the harmful effects of water pollution. So, as you all know that water is a precious natural resource. Children, think and list the various activities in which we need water. We saw that water is becoming scarce due to increase in population, increase in industries and agricultural activities. You have also studied how water becomes dirty after we use it for washing clothes, bathing, etc. This means that we are adding some materials to water which spoil its quality and change its smell and color. And this is known as pollution. So now we are going to study the pollution in water or water pollution. Water, here in the figure children you can see we are dumping bottles, cans, paper, polythenes and so many garbages directly into the water bodies. So because of that water gets polluted, water becomes dirty. So what is water pollution? Whenever harmful substances such as sewage, toxic chemicals, silt, etc. get mixed with water, the water becomes polluted. The substances that pollute water are called water pollutants. Whenever harmful substances such as sewage, toxic chemicals, silt, etc. get mixed with water, the water becomes polluted. Harmful effects of water. First, it affects aquatic life. Definitely, when water gets polluted, it affects the living things which live in it. It leads eutrophication. Children, what is eutrophication? Eutrophication is caused by excessive quantities of chemicals which get washed from the fields. These act as nutrients for algae to flourish. Once these algae die, they serve as food for decomposers like bacteria. A lot of oxygen in the water body gets used up by these bacteria. These results in the decrease in oxygen level which may kill aquatic organisms. This process is known as eutrophication. Now, it reduces the quality of water. It spreads lots of waterborne diseases. So children, these are the major effect of water pollution and they cause harm to human body. Now we will study how does our holy river Ganga gets polluted. Children, Ganga is one of the most famous rivers of India. It sustains most of the northern, central and eastern Indian population. Millions of people depend on it for their daily needs and livelihood. However, recently a study by the Worldwide Fund of Nature WWF found that Ganga is one of the 10 most endangered rivers in the world. The pollution levels have been rising for many years. We have reached this stage because of towns and cities through which the river flows. Because the people living in these cities throw large quantities of garbage, untreated sewage, dead bodies and many other harmful things directly into the river. In fact, the river is dead at many places where the pollution levels are so high that aquatic life cannot survive. So children, as you all know that our holy river Ganga is at the age of extinction, our government has launched a plan to save the river Ganga, that is known as Ganga Action Plan, in 1985. Okay, this plan was launched to protect Ganga from pollution. So what is Ganga Action Plan? Ganga Action Plan is a massive multi-crore project implemented in 1985 which has undertaken to make the river Ganga pollution free. Okay, so it came into notice that due to continuous dumping of waste into Ganga, the bacteria coliform number has increased. This bacteria is otherwise found in human intestine. Children, when the sewage or the feces of human is dumped into the water, this coliform bacteria increase because this coliform bacteria is found in human intestine. This has led to pollution in Ganga as people use Ganga river for the bathing, washing clothes and many other activities that affect the pH of water and make it contaminated. Children, Ganga Action Plan was launched in 1985, aimed to reduce pollution level in river Ganga. But the increasing population and industrialization have already damaged the mighty river beyond repair. Now, the Government of India has launched a new initiative known as National Mission for Plan Ganga NMCG in 2016. Means Ganga Action Plan was not so effective and it was not success to make the river Ganga clean. Then after that, government has launched one more plan which was known as National Mission for Clean Ganga in 2016. The Ganga at Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. Children, one of the most populated town in UP is Kanpur. People can see bathing, washing clothes and defecating in the river. They also throw garbage, flowers, idols of god and goddess and non-biodegradable polythene bags into the river. Here you can see this is the route of river Ganga. Here is the Kanpur. This is the most polluted town in UP and people in this town throw garbage directly into the river Ganga and make it polluted. The Ganga at Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. The amount of water is comparatively small and the flow of the river is very slow here in Kanpur. Kanpur has more than 5,000 industries. These include fertilizers, detergent, leather, paint industries. Many industries discharge harmful chemicals into rivers and streams. When excess of harmful chemicals are discharged into rivers, they cause eutrophication. You know children, what is eutrophication? I have already explained that excess of chemicals serve as food for algae and excess growth of algae cause reduction in oxygen level in water and cause death of aquatic animals. Okay, so excess discharge of harmful chemicals into the river causing the pollution of water. Example, oil refineries, paper factories, textile and sugar mills and chemical factories. These industries cause chemical contamination of water. The chemicals released include arsenic, lead, fluorides, which leads to toxicity in plants and animals. Children, industries are supposed to treat, means how do we protect our rivers from getting polluted from the industries? So industries are supposed to treat the waste produced before discharging it into rivers. But quite often the rules are not followed and the waste is directly dumped into the rivers. The soil is also affected by impure water causing change in acidity, growth of worms, etc. Sometimes untreated sewage is thrown directly into rivers. It contains food waste, detergents, microorganisms, etc. Water contaminated with sewage may contain bacteria, virus, fungi and parasites which cause diseases like cholera, typhoid and jaundice. Untreated sewage. The bacteria present in feces of mammal are indicators of the quality of water. If water has these bacteria, it means that it has been contaminated by fecal matter of human. If such water is used by us, it can cause various infections. As it contains coliform bacteria which is found in the intestine of human, means when feces is dumped into or the sewage is dumped into rivers, it contaminates the water with this bacteria which causes many diseases. Now next topic is potable water. Children, what is potable water? Water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water, means the water which is clean, transparent, pH is 7 and also free from microorganisms is known as potable water, which is fit for drinking. Now, how water can be made safe for drinking? Means what are the steps we should follow to make the water safe for drinking? Children, you have already seen how water is filtered. This is a physical method of removing impurities. Children, at home, the popular household filter is a candle type filter, means two candles are fixed inside the filter which remove the impurities from the water. Another method which is used at home is boiling. Many households use boiling as a method for obtaining safe drinking water, because boiling kills the germs present in water and make it safe for drinking. The next method to make water safe for drinking is chlorination. Chlorination is a commonly used chemical method for purifying water. It is done by adding chlorine tablets or bleaching powder to the water, because chlorine kills the germ. But children, we must be cautious, because we should not use more chlorine tablets to clean the water. It is harm to the human body. It causes harm to the human body. Now children, what should we do to prevent water pollution? Okay, laws for industries units should be strictly implemented so that polluted water is not disposed of directly into rivers and lakes. As I already taught you that so many industries are there, those who dump their waste directly into the rivers and make it polluted. So there should be a laws which are followed by the industries strictly to prevent rivers or water bodies from pollution. Second, water treatment plants should be installed in all the industrial areas so that industries should treat their waste before dumping it into water bodies directly, and in this way we can prevent water from pollution. Third is reusing water. Third preventive measure is reusing water. Children, we use water for many household tasks like bathing, washing utensils and clothes. And we use water in the kitchen for washing vegetables, pulses, rice, etc. So especially the water which is used in kitchen should be reused for watering plant in the garden. In this way, we can reduce the sewage released from our home. We can reduce the wastewater released from our home. And at our individual levels, we should continuously save water and not waste it. I hope you have understood what I want to say. Means reduce, reuse and recycle should be our mantra to save water. Now children, here the lesson is completed. I hope you all have understood all the topics explained by me and you have enjoyed my videos. That's all for today. Have a nice day.